Silent running on dangerous ground. That old song from Mike and the Mechanics. I heard that. I heard that haunting lyric when I dropped into the collective energy to get our next 72-hour portal report. Can you hear me? Can you hear me running? Can you hear me running? Can you hear me calling you? It's a song about a call coming from the future, a warning call about impending doom. And it's a father trying to get a message back to his family about the things he's seen in the future and what lies ahead if they don't change their course. It's a very Aquarian kind of message. And the lyrics are deep. So I will post a link to that song in the comments along with the lyrics, because I think there's a very powerful message. And there's something here about the father. The father, for me, is not coming through so much as the deity, as in the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost, as it comes through in the lyrics of that song. But it's more coming through as Father Time. It's more coming through as a message from Saturn. It's more a message, an echo, a reverberation of the waterway that's already opened up with that flow of Saturn and Pisces, that's trying to issue a warning call, a wake-up call to humanity about what's in store if we don't pay attention, if we don't take some kind of action now. And this is happening on a macrocosmic level. But as with all macrocosmic energy set in motion, that kinetic flow is experienced within our own emotions, the drop that's in the ocean of the greater reality that we're all weaving into being together collectively. So I thought this was really interesting message just to open things up. There's something silent, and it's running, it's racing toward us. It's not something you can see. It's something that comes in on the ether. It's something that comes in on the airwaves. It's a message, an unexpected message. This message had to go through some difficult clearances to find its way to you. This message may even be a visitation with another you in a different dimension. There may seem a sense of familiarity. You might recognize yourself, but somehow you don't look the same. You look like you're a storehouse full of secrets you're ready to spill. Hidden knowledge. Maybe other people sense this in you too. And there's something about a colliding point between past, present, and the eternal now, and it's all about to go down. And this is the stage where it appears that everything is coming undone right before it fuses together. It's a pressure point. It's a pressure point. And it's paced to the beat of your heart. I really was drawn to this particular lighting too. I have all red and white lighting. It's fire and ice vibes. It's like the heat is on, the heat is rising, the heat is bringing on the thaw. Stagnancy is giving way to inevitable flow. And there's something about that flow, and first entering the waterway, it's a little bit shocking. It's a little bit jolting for the senses. We can't go back to sleep. There's something that's seen. There's a call that comes in. There's something that's awakening. There's a charge that's awakening now. I'm going to dive into this energy. I want to get A few keywords though. This is coming in, and because it came in a song, and it's a song that many people, you know, Gen Xers and before, and maybe even some that have come after. I mean, it was quite a popular song, and it made quite a bold statement. But there could be that pop culture reference coming through. There's things that maybe were a bit precognitive in some of the music that you're rediscovering. There's messages there that you couldn't see back then when you first heard the song. But the things that those songs speak of are apparent in the world around you now. This is also when the lines between oracle and muse start to really blur, and creativity itself becomes somewhat of a nectar of immortality, in the sense that it lets you transmute any concept of time. You're retrieving information from destinations unknown, and yet they line up the coordinates for how to move through that territory where you can only go by the feel of things. Fire and ice. The thaw is about to come on. Something's heating up. And when I think of the earth itself, there's also like a shaking, an awakening. It's a little geothermal activity. I am really picking up. I'm really picking up that. It's like a pressure point. That's what I keep getting here. It's a pressure point. What's on the bottom of the deck here? It challenges our sense of security and what it really means to shore up for the future. There's some kind of perspective that's gained here. Let's get these three words, because there's three key words. And these words, if meditated upon, they awaken a door of perception within our consciousness that flings open and shows us a different view, perhaps through a different window in the grid, or it becomes an escape hatch through a reality tunnel we've never even conceived of before. And there's something about really being able to fast forward something to avert disaster before it actually arrives on the scene, or be able to get a view of how something's going to play out, and thereby be able to make a preemptive strike to prevent a great loss, to prevent sacrificing the wrong thing. Let's see what comes through in the pop vocabulary book. Let's get three words that are coming in as maybe something that needs to be decoded, some kind of clue, something that provides a key about the frequency that's coming into the collective atmosphere over the next 72 hours that will start to present the signposts and synchronicities that lead us boldly into that great unknown. Ooh, the first word is lightning rod, a person who attracts and causes negative feelings and reactions in order to shift interest for other issues. This is a little bit of that wag the dog energy, diversionary energy, a sower of discord. It's psyops, something that's meant to produce some kind of reactiveness. It's a distraction. Don't look over there. But if you were to look deeper, or maybe look at it in a new way, you'd actually see what is now capable of growing in what appears to be decaying. There's a way through there. Okay, let me get the second word, lightning rod. I also think of lightning rod. I feel like there's something that comes in. It's like a bolt out of the blue. It's an awakening moment. It's a tower, but it's something that cracks open the consciousness. It's an instant state of understanding. It's an instant soul recognition, maybe with a particular person that's coming onto your path as an awakener, or an experience that you have a foreboding about, like you can feel the energy sort of reverberating out. It's starting to make contact with your own little bubble you got going on here. There's a disturbance in the force. But the energy, though it does come as a warning, it must be understood that it actually comes as a gift of great alchemical power if it's used masterfully to avert a disaster. There's some kind of ability you have to transform what seems to be frozen in place, what seems to be impossible to transmute. And yet you bring a little fire to that ice, and you got water, and you got something that you can get bubbling and percolating. You got something cooking there. And it is a transmutation point. Okay, let's see what the second word is. It reminds me of channeling too. You know, sometimes when you have lots of messages coming in, you can feel like a lightning rod, like there's that activation. You're very sensitive. You feel everything, every little slight shift in the kinetic flow is evident because it's all kind of funneling through you. That is riding the lightning in a certain way. And there is something that's coming in here like a great awakening moment. And it may be something that's coming through the quantum field that's first manifesting on a macrocosmic level. It's like an awakening moment. Could even be an awakening moment for the world. This could be a worldwide event. Something coming in here. And it sounds a call. But there's deeper layers to it, I feel. There's deeper layers. It more should come as a warning around what's not seen or what's hidden or what's sensed, what's sort of mounting beneath the surface. Okay, let's get the second word. Quintessential. Being the most typical or perfect example of. Well, I think it's the quintessential diversion, right? It's the quintessential psyop. It's the quintessential programming. And there's something where time is of the essence. Time is of the essence. I'm just noticing over here on the other side, we have quark. A fundamental particle of matter. It's like it's something that's out there vibrating on the quantum field, but it's not here yet. And why do I have a sense that there's like something coming in here that it almost like acts as memory recall? I got like total recall vibes. It's like memory recall. There's like something that occurs on the macrocosmic level. And we all have a collective experience of it, because even though it's not happening in our personal lives, it's like it awakens some ancient memory that lets us know, not this again. And there's really like some kind of personal call to action here. And with that also comes a certain visionary state of being. There's some understanding that, Toto, I don't think we're in Kansas anymore. Everything looks different from this angle. And yet what appears to be destructive is teeming with life and creativity, because it's all about our capacity to transform. And it is something that is being revisited. And it is a cycle that the earth has been through before. And it's a cycle that humanity has been through before, way, way long ago. Way, way long ago, before there were ever records, many, 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 many incarnations ago. It would always come to this point. There has to be this face-off point, the face-off with the destructive force and our ability to birth even within the valley of the shadow. There is a way through. There is a way through the valley. It might require teaming forces with future you or a visitor from the future who's letting you know that the Holy Grail has the Holy Grail. Who's the Holy Grail? Sounds like a character, doesn't it? Maybe the Holy Grail has gotten their hands on the Holy Grail and now something is terribly wrong. There's a great opportunity that can be lost. But in order for us to get to the center of the mystery, we can't look for the answer without. We have to spiral into the center of us to retrieve the seed in our consciousness that lets us know our part to play, the action we're meant to take at this time. It feels like leading the charge, and we're up to bat. We're up to bat in Capricorn season. It's like the dawn is here. The purge, the cleansing is already underway. And we're grabbing hold of something that has been a mystery, and we're pulling something out of that mystery that is issuing a sounding call, a charge to move into action. And we must be loyal to this annihilation because it's the seed of the future. Our freedom depends on it. Lest we get put out to pasture. It's a really interesting message. We've been at this juncture before. It does have vibes like this has been going down on other dimensions. It's like the energy continues to elevate. It continues to evolve. It just continues to elevate through different layers of expression. And each time it elevates, it gets a bit more refined. And there's new understandings that come when we're looking at this through a lens that's more quantum oriented. And that's a bit of what's going down right now. There's something about water pollution. There's something about radiation. There's something coming in about slaughterhouses. Something going on with the hoofed animals. Things from the past, things that have been spoken of in the past, knowledge that was channeled in the past, prophecies birthing now out of the past, signaling the time for transformation, signaling the charge to rise up into the destiny, to not be overcome by fate this time. And yes, the energy is very vast and it's very big, and there is a sense of danger there. And there is a sense of feeling something coming, but it's not heard. It's not heard. It's something that's felt. It's something that's sensed. And because there is the ability to grok that, there's also an ability to turn the energy around. Quintessential. Something's old hat. It's the quintessential ruse. It's the quintessential diversion. It's the quintessential sticking point. It's the skip in the record. It's the point that has been traveled over and over and over and over again. It's the knot. And there's an opportunity to cut through it, to master something in the moment. And it's something very deeply personal too, even though it's an experience that's coming through collectively and on a large scale. There's something intimate about it for each one of us. It awakens the teacher within us. It's not about looking for answers outside of us. It's not about letting others steer our course, but it's about recognizing that we don't need a guide. Gee, you are you. And it's been with you all along. And it's time you unmask your part in this storyline. You have a key that's losing its power because you haven't used it. It opens up a door. You may say you don't see the door. And yet, whatever this wake-up call that is coming through here, whatever's going down here, whatever energy is being initiated here within the next 72 hours, it helps you find that key that maybe you thought you didn't need, or maybe you didn't recognize what it opened, but you find a use for it now. Let's get our third word. Let's get our third word. Gatekeeper. A person who supervises or oversees the actions of others. A person in authority who makes decisions about hiring employees or approving projects. But to me, this feels like a keeper at the gate, a gateway of initiation, and usually to get the key to make it past the keeper, the guardian at the gate, there must be some kind of task fulfilled. This message came in a bit earlier, and it's coming in even more strongly now. There's something about recovering a key that's starting to lose its potency because it requires that you actually use it to open a door. And it could be a door that you're afraid to open. It could be a door of perception in your consciousness. It could be a physical key. It could be some key element or ingredient or connection. Something's key here. It's needed to liberate oneself from being put out to pasture. Oh man, that message is getting a little like, I mean, it does have like, it has like Soylent Green vibes, man. It does. I don't know. There's some interesting energy coming through here, man. Interesting energy coming through here. Quintessential. Quintessential distraction. Quintessential. All right, let me get some more details about this. I think I want to do a cut of the deck with these, and then I'm going to pull out the Cartomancy cards just to see what other details want to come through here. Because so much of this is speaking very symbolically. So I want to kind of pull it out of that sea of absurdity and get it a little bit rooted here on terra firma. Let me do a cut of the deck. Yeah, there's something here. It's like coming as sideshow distractions from the main event. The thing that you should be focused on. The thing that you should be fixated on. Because that's the catch. And there is this sounding call coming in. It's like a charge. And there is something that needs to be cut off here. Something that has been siphoning creative power, that has tried to gain control of a vision, gain control of the consciousness. But you see, look at the horns sprouting there. It's like presenting an image that there's a storm brewing, and yet there's no need to batten down the hatches because you already know how to ride these winds of change. But it involves waking up a really wild part of yourself. You will find me in the petrichor. That download is being activated at this time. So I will make sure to link it at the end of the video so you can tune into that. I feel like that's what this is. But there's something you're facing off with here. It's like a colossus of sorts. And there's a need to gain a hold of something that may seem like it's really got a hold on you, or it really has a hold on the collective consciousness. And yet there is a way to transmute this. There is. But it's a way that only you can access. Only you possess this key. And it gains its empowerment when you recognize the key that it is. And you use it to open a door of opportunity. And this door averts some impending doom. Interesting. All right, let's check it out. Let's pull out a round of these shadow light playing cards on this. What's coming in here? Give some more details about what this is. Something is definitely beginning here. There's a lot of judgment energy coming through here, a lot of judgment symbolism. There's a lot of walls coming down. There's a lot of calls to rise coming in. It's like the call to lead a charge. And it's a charge that you've been personally charged with. Something you're supposed to stay focused on. But there's like sideshow distractions here that want to avert your attention or potentially get you sort of hypnotized and fixated on the wrong thing. And then you miss the mark and the door of opportunity is lost. The gateway is only open for so long. It's a slim window. It's a slim window. Okay. More details about this. I'm just going to get one round of these, and then I think I'm going to get some dice and ERISIAN Spirit Board action out here. There's something that was lost that we have a chance to reclaim here. But it does require that we undo something that's become fixed. And that's what the fire is for. It's like bringing the fire forward with the Jack of Clubs. We're meant to bring our fire forward at this time. And that's the only thing that's going to get us to the other side of what the Reaper is coming for. 13. It's a moment of great power. We're leaving behind what's been destructive. Creates the opportunity to reclaim something that was lost. And actually fix it. Fix it. Stabilize it. And there's support for this. And what this means for you is very personal, but make no mistake, it is something that's going down on a collective level, on a macrocosmic level. It was 30 on the clock. It is that rebirth of Venus. It's the first stirrings of what will be the golden age. That's what happens. There's always a dark age, which we've been passing through. And then there's the first little rays of light of the golden age peeking through. And that's what this is. But there's something we have to fix here. And we have to recognize the opportunity to do so and use that key before it's lost. There's something here about the timing is critical. And yet we're getting the direction we need, and we're getting the vision we need, and we're getting the synchronicities and the signposts we need in order to be able to override the constrictions of time space. So yeah, man, it's going to get weird. It's going to get quantum out there, and it's going to get dramatic. It's going to get a little dramatic. I mean, I dare say it might even get a little biblical up in this mofo. I mean, I'm feeling that energy, you know, things that have been written about in ancient texts, like there's prophecies coming to light, things that were warned of long ago. And yet there's more to the story, because there's sort of this impression about, yeah, but there's a different way. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's the messenger from the future. Maybe that's Saturn in Pisces kind of saying, hey, but if you answer this call, we can invert. Ooh, that's interesting. We can invert the view of the future. We can invert the outcome. We can turn it around. But it requires us to move out of our safe spaces and our sort of fixated ideas and our old way of navigating this territory. And I just keep getting that there's a familiarity to this, even though it is unknown. And if you really sit with that, the familiarity, even though it's unknown, if you're honest with yourself in the quiet moments, if you sit with this energy, in fact, it may reveal itself to you. It may show you what it is. And that may be a labyrinth in and of itself, that if you spiral in there, it will take you to the initial inception point of you. And maybe that is where the key is to be found. Understanding something, the origin of you, not this you as you've known yourself. This is beyond this. This is heading into more abstract territory. The you you've never known. That's the way through. It's almost like this is where the key goes. It opens up a different dimension within you. You are the portal. It all comes through you. This is interesting energy, man. I don't know. I think it challenges, it's definitely challenging what is known and concepts of what seems finite. You know, something is getting a little blurred here. I dig it, though. I mean, I like this energy. I think there's stuff that arrives on the scene and it puts on a big display. It's like big, it's bad, it's scary, but then it's sort of like the energy of the great unveiling at the end of a caper with, you know, Scooby-Doo and the mystery machine. You take off that mask. Whoa. You take off that mask and it's like, it was you all along. I don't know. Was it you? Was it you? Is it me? I don't know. It's reverberations from a hall of mirrors, a hall of history. 12th house stuff, man. It's that Saturn in Pisces. It's all the Neptunian action. Messages, echoes. That echo energy has been coming in with Pisces for a long time. And that's what this is. It's got that effect. You'll feel it when it comes in. You will feel it when it comes in. You'll also feel it rippling out from you here when you hit the spot. When you're in that place of resonance, it's going to come rippling out from the heart center. You'll also feel what's aligning with you rippling in. It can feel a little messy though, because it's really getting a different kind of calibration here. We're used to strategizing. We're used to intellectualizing. We're used to planning things out, having things in boxes, categorizing things. And the way through, the key here really is to drop all of that. It's a bit of free fall right into the center of your heart. But that's the sweet spot. Interesting. Anything else that wants to come in here? And then I'm going to get some numbers. I'm going to get some signs, some synchronicities, some messages from the ERISIAN Spirit Board. So see, look, it's an opportunity to reclaim what was lost. You see? It took a long time getting here, but it's about to arrive. An opportunity to change the ending of the story. Yes, the story. You know the story. It's the collective story, but it's also the story. And you know what I'm talking about. The story that you wish that you knew how it was going to end. There's something you're getting a clue about here, how you can preserve some kind of happiness, some kind of fulfillment, how you can cut off forces that would cut off this route to your destiny. But you have to be able to recognize the call and act on it when it comes. There's something about that. That's the work. That's the alchemical point here. And it does have like this merging of energies, past, present, and future. And it may seem very abstract, keeps coming in this like 13 energy too. So it's like, do you see the dichotomy though? It's like the point where the line between shadow and light becomes blurred, and it's a shade of gray. And it's that zone that is like the blending point. And that is the way through. The way through. And it brings renewal, even in the face of destruction, or what you may fear is impending doom. It's really interesting, interesting vibe coming in here, man. But you're ready for this with the Four of Spades coming up in the light. You're ready for this. If you're honest with yourself, you are ready to answer this call. The worst thing that you can do is become frozen in place because of your fears, or even worse, apathy. So there's a need to give over to this thaw. The fire is needed. The fire is needed. It's also the decay of the crown energy coming in with that spades in the shadow. You know, it's a bit of wisdom from the crone. The crone has a lot of lessons to share. The elder has a lot of lessons to share. the wise old sage, the wizard, has a lot of lessons to share. They may seem to come through cold. They may seem to come through stark. Their eyes have seen things that show the deep well of their experience. It can strike fear to receive the call that's issued by the elder, and yet it's what's needed. It's what needs to be seen in order to avert some kind of loss. Yeah, to avert some kind of loss. There's like this sense of decisiveness and movement that is needed to affect this change and activate the potential of this message that's coming in for you. It's your chariot forward. And it is something that is a mystery. And it is very metaphysical. And it is an initiation. And it's coming in with the energy of the moon. So I really feel this is leading us up to that Capricorn new moon. An opportunity to turn a disappointment around. A little dharma at play. If you make use of it. If you make use of it. And you actually answer the call. And you respond. Not responding, though, will make it all go to waste. And the treasure will be lost. So this is some very interesting territory we're moving into here. And I know this is like a little bit abstract, but I know that you have emotional intelligence and intuitive intelligence and instinctual intelligence, and you're just a smart bunch in general. So I know that you can read between the lines, and I know you understand metaphor and symbolism and archetypal imagery, and I know that you will crack this code and the message that's held within it as you're meant to receive it. And I do really have that impression that whatever this is highly personal, but there is an experience coming through here. There is some key being presented to you. There is some call coming in for you. And it is a call for you to lead a charge, to bring your fire forward. It's like, it's time, you're up to bat. There's something you need to set in motion, but you've got to keep your eye on the ball, man. And where you know there's corruption, or where you know there's compromising your freedom and sacrificing your sense of liberty here, there's something coming through that does require you to grab a hold of that by the tail and master it. To stay focused on the right thing and not lured in by something that's distractionary. Because this key that's coming in is the key to who you are coming to be. It's a key piece of information, a revelation, it's something that's coming in to bridge the gap of what's been held back by a dark force for too long. There's some essential meeting point here, and it's a transformation point. It's a moment of creativity. It's something that's being born out of what has come to a close. And at the same time, there's a lot of arcane knowledge that's coming up and out here. And there's a lot that's being revealed. So much is going to come in with that Capricorn new moon. That phase of the Capricorn new moon that comes in on the 18th of January, leading up to the full moon in Leo on February 1st. Oh, there's a lot going down. There's a lot of transformation happening. We're going to see a lot going down. We're going to see a lot of exposure coming on through. Let's get some numbers here. See what we got. We got double sixes, and we got 1, and then we got double 4s here, 8. Wow. 12, 13, you see? Something is being completed. And on the other side of closing the karmic cycle, it's like the magician raises the wand, brings the fire forward. It's a transformational point. It's the kindling we need to renew something, to bring on the thaw for Emperor energy. But see, there's 2 here that are meant to connect. They share power. Their power magnifies. Their power is a magnetizing force. It's an alignment point. It's an arrival point. It's two that are meeting at a juncture where the separate paths become one. And this is what has us moving forward in a brand new way. It's really interesting. 6 energy, Venusian energy, Taurus energy, Libra energy, 6th house, Virgo. Something's coming in here to shake up our usual routine, or our usual way of doing things, just when we're kind of moving through life in a very sort of monotone sort of way. That's how it's coming through, monotone. There's something coming in. There's this new note that's entering the scene. It seems out of place, and yet it's brand new sound. And yeah, it's that like saxophone Venus. There's reverberation there. It's a new call to rise. A message coming in. A blind spot's lit up. There's something we see. We didn't see it before. And in seeing this, it's a fertility point. There's something that grows out of the recognition. It's a key itself. And that's what moves us into that Aries energy where we really can lead a charge. It's working with all of the empowering aspects of the Mars energy. And it's also the first sign of those blessings of Jupiter in Cancer. It's really interesting, see, because it's this gateway energy. Do you see how it's shared? 3 and 8, 11. It brings balance, brings justice. Brings balance, brings justice. A choice is made. It's moving beyond the indecision. It's moving out of the crossroads. It's stepping into the power. And there's 2 that are doing this. And these 2, they're meeting. They're meeting. And the 2 become one. And it could be the way 2 paths blend together. 2 seemingly separate destinations fused together so perfectly. It seemed like it was the wrong way, but it was an essential stretch of the road to get you where you're going on this quest. You may have started to have like inklings that something was shifting. You may have initially felt this energy in December 49:33 on the clock. Yeah, that's when you first sense like something is is really completing here. Like I feel a sense of finality, but even as I feel a sense of finality, I feel like there's something stirring here. I'm picking something up. I'm sensing the movement. I'm sensing something about to break ground. And it's really amplifying. It's amplifying in this month of January. And it's really getting ushered in with that energy of the Capricorn new moon. Okay, let me get some ERISIAN Spirit Board messages here. Let's see what Chaos Mom has to say about all these particles out there vibrating on the quantum field, and messages from other dimensions. What's coming in here that we need to be aware of? Signposts and synchronicities. Oh, very interesting. This has come in before. We have Set here, okay? So yeah, there's some ancient energies that are sort of stirring here. And that's pretty wild, because with Set, what comes in here is bait. Ooh, okay, so there could be some formidable energies that are sort of baiting us into taking an action, and that is something that you do need to be aware of. And it's interesting as that's coming in, I'm seeing the word casket, and as I see the word casket, I also see basket. And if you allow yourself to be baited by it, well, you could end up being done for. You could find yourself going to hell in a handbasket. You know, it's here. I do have War sitting here on the other side of Set, okay? So yeah, there's some interesting energy developing here. I see bon voyage, okay? So a journey is about to begin. It's time to get on the boat. It's time to set sail. It's time to brave the swell. There's also something coming in about working with the rays, working with the different gamma rays, this kind of energy coming in. And with that, I have the green gamma ray coming in. Emerald tablet energy, that's something that's also been surfacing recently. Go to the hermetic vein of that. When you look into that, there's something to explore there. Go more deeply than you've gone. Do expect there to be some kind of activity politically coming out of California. I got Gavin out here. Little gruesome Newsom energy, okay? Well, you know, you get on that train, you certainly could go to hell in a handbasket. So there's some kind of activity around the Bay Area to be aware of here. And it's interesting, even as there's kind of like this very disruptive energy, and there's a lot of stuff that's going on here that can put your hackles up. I also see rose coming through here. There is the sweetness of the bloom still on offer. Like, not all is lost. Don't get caught up in the melodrama, you know, don't get caught up in the reality TV show because it is distractionary. It is distractionary. And I got I, like, yes, coming in there. I, yes. Yes, it is distractionary. So it seems like the overarching theme here is pay attention, because you're going to hear something through the grapevine. And what you hear through the grapevine is something that's going to give you a lot of resilience, and it's going to allow you to cover more ground, but very quietly. undetected. And this is what gives you a certain stronghold that secures the sweetness of the bloom for you and the fulfillment of this call that you're being asked to rise to. I'm so curious to hear what it will be for each of you. And if any of you do feel like sharing when this starts to come through, I'd love to hear all about it. I got some names coming through. I have Rosa. I have the name Seth. I have the name Shane. I have the name Wally, but it also reminds me of that movie Wally. And I don't know, there's a little bit of an interesting piece around that that makes me think of AI, artificial intelligence. That's a really interesting message. It's coming in at 56 on the clock. What if there are forces out there? And I got ET here, okay? Now I got like extraterrestrial energy, okay? Just hear me out. What if there's like forces out there, right? And it's sort of like an experimentation ground when it comes to AI on planet Earth. And there's like the introduction of AI, and some of this AI, it serves a more nefarious agenda. And some of the AI is maybe, it might be seen as a malfunction. Is it a malfunction? It's developing a different kind of consciousness. It's really kind of interesting the way that's coming through. Or perhaps that's sort of like that chat GPT stuff. You know, it's sort of like putting a spin on AI having the capacity to have some kind of elevated consciousness, and maybe that's a little bit of the ruse or something we need to be aware of there. There's also something about, this is going to sound a little out there, but I have to say, I was watching some show on advances in science. It was a while ago, and they were producing artificial life forms in like this liquid state. Okay, they were working with the water, and these forms were able to reproduce themselves. So I don't know if there's something like that that's going on in the ocean, because I got eel here. And that's just making me think of something transformational occurring within the ocean, something that is a little electrifying. It's coming in with the Roman numeral 6. I don't know what this is with the Roman numeral 6, and that just spun over into pi, as in P-I, pi. Yes, there's an interesting formula here. There's something that's kind of, it's architected here. I really feel that. I really feel that. It's a very interesting message. And I have aerial, so stuff going on in the air now. So we got the air and we got the sea. And aerial, I mean, it's making me think of aerial shows, you know, some big display, something that's really showy. I don't know if that's coming through like Air Force, right? I have Ohana coming through here, family, Hawaiian Islands coming through as well, which is interesting because there was that piece about geothermal activity. Oh, that's really interesting. I have Salome. She's the one who wanted John the Baptist's head on the platter. She did the dance of the 7 veils. And that's what she wanted for her birthday gift. His head on a platter. There's something really interesting going on here. I also have IT here. Okay, so there's still stuff going on online. There's still disruptions online. I got CGI too. Like, this stuff keeps coming in. So there's more interesting developments and potentially disruptions occurring in technology here. And those are also to create some kind of destabilization too. It's a flex. It's a power move. Trust your gut. When you also come across stuff online that you feel like that's not quite right, or if you feel called to maybe, refresh your browser, or, completely log out, because you feel like something seems a little sus, like entering your password at a particular time. Trust your gut with stuff going on online. There's a lot of interesting stuff happening in tech right now that we should be aware of. I do have Aries energy coming in here. So I know there's a lot of dynamic stuff happening right now with Mars, Aries ruler, in the astrology. And I think we're going to experience both the shadow and light of that planetary energy of Mars, really like amplified here, okay? So, in its light aspect, it's being able to be brave and take action and head into the unknown and lead a charge and answer that call and take a leadership role and step into one's purpose and one's calling with a lot of passionate purpose, right? But there's also the piece of becoming frustrated, overheated, reckless. And there is a need here to really have, it needs to be a little bit of a tempering, right? The fire and ice, it makes warm water. You know what I'm saying? Two things, very extreme, right? And very polar opposite in terms of the elemental expression. And yet when they merge together, they create that alchemical point. Okay, so there's something about this. Don't get too polarized. And maybe what's rolling out here is really polarized, and there's something coming in around Pennsylvania in regard to that. And I do see the gate here. Okay, so there is a gateway. There is a gateway. I mean, some would say if you were part of the gate program that you've been prepared for this. I mean, you were totally prepped for this moment in time. Okay, so there could even be stuff that went down back then if you were part of that program in school. There may be stuff that's interesting that directly ties into AI in relation to that. And there might be something that's sort of like, it's like a recall moment here. Wow, man. I don't know what's going on here, but it is interesting. And I got Arizona coming on through here as well. All right, man. Hang tight. It's going to get pretty interesting. But I also feel like there is like a moment here, a moment of Satori. It's sort of like it's an awakening moment. And when you see it, it's so like right under your nose, but you never recognized it. There's something about the recognition of it. It makes you laugh. It makes you laugh. The irony of it. I got the name Lee here too. And it's making me think of General Lee. Okay. Very interesting messages. Very interesting messages. All right. That's all I got. I wish you well navigating this territory. Happy travels. Looks like we're going places, even if we're just hanging out, sitting in our living room. There's a lot coming in here, and There's a lot coming through. So put it to good use. Godspeed. I'll see you on the other side.